let's provide this couple of minutes for our colleagues to join our meeting. And by the way, till we are waiting, let's find out from what kind of locations our participants are. Yeah, please write in the chat your locations. This is our good tradition. Sorry, and we want to know from what places people join to our webinars. Ukraine, Kiev, great. Lviv, very nice.
Grodno, nice.
Yeah, this is great. Yeah, so good. Thank you, guys. Nice to see you. Nice to hear you. Yeah.
Nice to read you at the moment. Will be nice to hear you at the Q&A session.
Yes. So, okay, I think that we have a couple of minutes for waiting our colleagues. Happy Friday, by the way. Yeah, happy Friday for everyone on that call. And actually, we want to say you thank you for your attention, for your wish to be present on that webinar, because we know that this is the end of the week and it seems like it is not easy to find the time sometimes, yeah, to visit events or other things, yeah. Guys, please mute yourself. We hear your voice. Okay. We are starving for new knowledge. This is great motivation for us, yeah? Natalia, agree?
Sure.
Yeah. So, okay, guys, I think that we have 6.4, and step by step we can start our today activity. So, welcome to EPAM Business Analysis Community. This event is special, and I am really happy to introduce my colleague from Poland, yeah, Natalie Koval. She is a great specialist in business analysis, and she is on position of lead business analyst in a EPAM company. So in her past, she has a lot of big and challenging IT projects. So Natalia, please, you're welcome. Maybe you can say about yourself a couple of words.
Thank you, Dima. Yes, I'm Natalie Koval, lead business analyst from Krakow, Poland location, based in Poland, living here for 5 years already, but on EPAM and with EPAM already more than a year, and already started with the third project here. Great.
Thank you very much for your introduction. And as usually, me, Dmitry Lozovitsky, Chief Business Analyst in EPAM. So, guys, when we were thinking about, guys, please mute yourself. We hear your voice and music background. Okay, thank you. When we were thinking about our theme or topic for today's speech, today's webinar, we highlighted in our conversation some kind of importance of question of BA role influence on the whole project. Yeah. So that is why we want to share with you, dear colleagues, some kind of thoughts that can help you to maybe to have some new vision, wider vision, deeper vision on that question. And I think that you can find yourself just in some kind of cases, business cases, examples, yeah, and during our webinar, and it will be very interesting to hear your voice at the end of our speech, yeah, and to have some kind of conversation with you about maybe your experience as well, and just to check, yeah, did we make a right assumption, yeah, just assumption about universal BA role in project, yeah. So that's why we're going to share with you, dear colleagues, some kind of agenda for today's meeting. And as you can see on your screen, as usually, we have a couple of chapters. So in the first chapter, we're going to talk about some kind of model or vision, not model, just vision, conceptual vision of business analyst role as a team builder and value creator in IT project or projects, yeah. So at the second point, we're going to provide to you some kind of vision how BAs building teamwork processes in general, and what is the sequence, what are the main accents in that kind of activities. And after that, yeah, guys, please mute yourself again. Please, some attention from your side. Yeah, main teamwork challenges and life hacks. Yeah, this is usually for us to share with each other. Yeah, some kind of tips and tricks, how we going to act, what we should do, etc., etc., etc. And we can have some kind of small discussion about proposed vision on future BA role in team development process. And of course, we will be really happy if you provide to us some kind of questions and we can have some discussion. Yeah? Good. So let's continue our work, and as usually, yeah, we provide to you guys some kind of interesting thought. Yeah, we want to start from this phrase, this proverb, American business proverb on Wall Street, by the way. Yeah, for every company, work is a main golden share. Yeah, and why? Because everything depends on teamwork. Everything depends on teamwork. Everything depends on our reaction, our communication, our understanding, providing correct actions, etc., etc., etc. So that's why.
I would like to add also here, even though we have like leads in the team, like business analyst and technical lead, for example, but only a teamwork could lead team to the success, and only the discussed and planned action of each team member could help to achieve the goal in time.
Definitely, very good point. Very good point. Very valuable point. And that's right. You're right, Natalia. And I think guys can agree with us that business analysts playing different kind of sub roles on our projects. Yeah. So based on that, we just transform this experience, or our experience, in such I hope interesting and useful for you guys conceptual vision, yeah, of business analyst as integrative role on project. Yeah. So what we have different kind of accents in business analyst work. For example, it depends on with what role, yeah, on project business analyst is going to communicate in general. So, for example, as you can see, when we talk about our client team or client representative, the main accents in business analyst work will be communication and interaction process building. Yeah, for example, or business and product specific understanding, and provide this vision to the team or other project roles. Very often, business analyst provide some activities as project manager, yeah. So he can contribute in project framework setup and updates, knowledge transfer materials creation, client business overview providing, project glossary creation. That this is really important on our projects, especially on R&D projects or something like that, or big projects, yeah. Project documentation creation, BA inputs in general, yeah, how we can orchestrate our work, organize our work, etc. As in the area of communication and interaction with delivery manager, yeah, business analysts provide some kind of vision on report creation and maintenance process and artifacts, KPI monitoring process, and creation, measurement, creation KPIs, releases, timeline and activities support, release changes, communication with the team, etc. With development team, yeah, business analysts communicate very often about questions of requirements, validation and clarification, teamwork activities, setup and support, first interaction with managerial, client, business representative, etc., etc., etc. And of course, classic way for us, yeah, classic case. I can say classic case for us, a combination and with combining roles and cooperation with product manager, product owner at our projects. Yeah, so in that case, for example, business analysts can support and can contribute into product requirements creation, product roadmap maintenance, development teamwork, scope identification and creation, for example, product change requests creation and implementation, etc., etc., etc. So as you can see, guys, from that conceptual vision, we can find out that, of course, the role of business analyst depends on project specific. Definitely. The role of business analyst depends on vision of this role in concrete company. Definitely. But we have a fact, or we have a proof that very often, it means that we have some cases that, for example, more than 70%, yeah, our business analysts, especially very senior guys, yeah, they combined, or they should combine a couple of roles at the projects. Yeah, maybe they can they can do that not on permanent basis, but they can do that on, for example, on from time to time. Yeah, or according to project necessity, etc. But in any case, we can see the universal basis of business analyst and as main and very powerful, yeah, specialists on the project. Natalia?
Yeah, I also would like to add here. As you can see from this slide, BA is like a link in the whole project and delivery chain. And BA is a bridge that connects different parts of this chain from both like client side, dev team side, project and delivery side. BA is a person who can easily build fruitful, trustful, and transparent relationship between client and the whole project and the delivery development team. It is person who can manage client expectation properly, properly define client needs, set goals, and propose new ideas of solution implementation. BA is translator that can easily translate all the dev team's assumptions, risk, dependencies, ideas of implementation, anything to the business language, and properly negotiate this with client. Also, for development team, BA is not only responsible for explaining the business needs to the team, but also for quickly adjusting to any changes that influence the emerging application, for example. And based on my experience, I could really say that business analyst efficiency positively influence the entire team efficiency. And in the end, everyone could benefit from BA's work. The team has better understanding and vision of the whole product picture and project one, and the client can rest assured that everything is going into the right direction. And having a business analyst in front line allows to early capture different kind of risk and dependencies that could make business goals difficult and difficult to achieve, and to prevent fires rather than having to put them into the scope later anyway.
Yeah. And as you can see, guys, I can totally agree with Natalia again. So we can say that we expound, the boundaries or borders of business analyst competency, not just as infinitive in infinity process or something like that, but really very in very high level or something like that. Yeah, so we should build, yes, the wider understanding of business analyst role in project success. So let's continue with the next slide. On this slide, we want to provide you to understand, to think about again and again about importance of the business analyst role at current projects. You can provide this slide, for example, for your team members, for your delivery managers, project managers, etc., to highlight maybe something in your conversation or in other cases, if you want. So the next slide is about the next slide.
You're not sharing.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, now I am sharing my screen.
Not yet.
Not yet. Oh. Sorry. We need to highlight. And now.
No.
Interesting. Okay, let's do that. Sorry for this technical issue. Seems like. Do you see my screen, guys?
Yeah, we see.
Yeah, great. So let's continue our discussion based on a previous scheme, conceptual vision, understanding of business analyst role. We can provide to you some kind of core teamwork, everyday BA or BA's group work. Yeah. So what we going to do every day with you guys? Of course, business analyst is a main communicator on the project. Yeah. So I think that huge part, the biggest part of communication with the client internally in the team, between team and client, go through business analyst role. So this is our everyday activity, and we need to highlight that according to our common statistic, in IT area for business analyst roles, we had some quizzes in general, and the main results of these quizzes highlighted to us that provide to us such statistic that more than 40% of business analyst working time he provides to his everyday communication activities, maybe more. So it depends, of course, on situation with a team, quantity of teams that assigned to business analyst, project specific, etc. But agree with us. I think you can agree with us that this is a huge amount of time, in our everyday work. Natalia?
The second activity is BA individual and team expertise. BA business analyst, the first person who through doing different kinds of analysis, could gain some knowledge, could gain some business functional, non-functional knowledge, gather it from clients, subject matter experts, and other stakeholders, and can share this all knowledge, business one, some technical one, with his or her team. And team in its way can gain also some technical knowledge through doing investigation or some kind of spikes, for example, from technical point of view, and communicating on daily basis, like business analyst and his team could share this expertise, experience, and gain knowledge with each other, and better plan their features and deadlines, for example, for these features.
Yeah. Just a good examples, very good examples. And the next point is about leadership by specific tasks. Yeah. So as usually, business analyst on project just takes responsibility about on some special tasks. Yeah. For example, on some research, investigations, creations of POC, non-standard tasks, for example, to communicate with business area experts, to find out something, to create something new and something unusual for our teams. By the way, business analyst also leads a lot of internal initiatives. Yes, this is also specific tasks. For example, we had a cases or had a lot of cases in our past that when business analysts just driving some kind of practical internal initiatives such as best practice, or just business cases, preparation and sharing internally in project or externally. So as well, we can say that business analyst is really interesting specialist that involved from management side to do such class of tasks. Natalia?
Yeah, the next point is involvement of experts. It's a bit, this point a bit extends the previous one. For example, if you have some medical project and you would need to build some application that would measure or calibrate, for example, any sensors, you would need to involve some experts on this point in order to provide like broad expertise on how to do this properly, how to use different kind of sensor, how to measure liquids, any kind of materials using the sensor, how to properly calibrate your equipment. So the involvement of such experts is really needed and very crucial for your analysis and build then the documentation for your feature implementation. And the next item is also important one, teamwork on issues. Whenever the issue is identified or some bug is found on your application or feature, it's not only one person who should deal with it, only BA who should did some analysis why this bug, this issue has happened, or the developer who made some mistake and this issue arises. But the team needs to know that this is like the teamwork to deal with this kind of issue in order to fix and provide this fix ASAP. This is really important.
Yeah, definitely. And why very often business analysts involving in this process? Because business analyst is the main person in project who has a whole picture of the project in detailed picture, and helicopter view on project. So that's why business analyst is the right person who need to be involved not in every issue on the project, but in some classes of issue definitely. So I can add this comment as well. And the next point is about quick team knowledge creation and sharing, of course, because all kind of managerial roles, project roles, should create and collect knowledge and practice on their projects. But business analysts very often just doing some tasks with description of these knowledges, with creation some special spaces where all kind of team members can see, what we have, and just get the quick onboarding in some kind of questions, etc., etc. So we're talking about our web pages or just Confluence pages in our project spaces. So with that, with such kind of knowledge and other things. And the last point is about product changes. Requirements, clarification, and description. This is our common task. Nothing to add, nothing special. This is our everyday work. So I think that importance of this task is very, very big, because from the speed of work, from clarity of this work, from efficiency of this work, very often on our projects depends the general pace of teamwork. Agree, Natalia?
Yes, especially when you already have some iteration planned and you receive some change request, I would say, in the middle of this planned iteration, it is very important not only from business analyst side to prepare some impact analysis and to see dependencies and risks, but analysts should involve also the team to see from inside where business analyst probably missed something in order to highlight it to other development teams. If you are working, for example, on a huge application, on huge microservice system, for example.
Very, very good point. Really good point. So guys, why we providing to you this slide? Because a couple of reasons. First of all, you can think about if you younger colleague and you have a question or some kind of issue, how you should divide different kind of tasks into different groups in your everyday activities. Please, you can use this classification, provided on the slide. If you want to understand or count your capacity as a business analyst on project, and you need to have some structure for your load tracking, you can use this slide. If you want to highlight something in your conversation with your managerial staff or with client side, you also can, about some kind of special works, etc., 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 about your load, you can also use this structure and use this slide. So, and finally, this is a general overview, again, what kind of tasks are the core of everyday business analyst group work or individual work as well. So this is all about the first part of our webinar, and we slightly move to the second one. So before the second part, we want to share with you one more interesting proverb. At this time, this is phrase of Warren Buffett. Everyone knows about this person. So who didn't know? Who doesn't know who is Warren Buffett? Please Google it. He is the biggest investor in the world, and he told to his managers, he founded a lot of managerial internal schools for his corporation, in general for business, etc., etc., etc. And he likes to share his knowledge. And in one speech, he provided to auditory some phrase about processes. Yeah. So this phrase connected with the second part of our webinar. Business process is a water stream. You can have only two options: to be in process or be out of it. Yeah. In the first case, you could be in the process driver role. Yeah, driver role. In the second, you will be as an outsider. So really deep phrase, simple phrase, agree, but very deep phrase, yeah, in its sense, yeah. Because if we talk about the process of business analyst interaction, cooperation on our projects, we need to think, first of all, how we're going to organize our activity. And this activity should be not only efficiency, yeah, or efficient. This activity should be always comfortable for all parts or all sides or all participants, yeah, of this process of business analyst interaction with different kind of projects roles, yeah. So based on that, we want to provide some conceptual vision for you guys about business analyst role and teamwork model. Yeah, how are we going to create this model? This is the main question for us, because business analyst as an actor, we can compare business analyst and with theater actor. Yeah. For example, why? Because business analyst during his working life, he definitely will be in different kind of roles, and each new project for business analyst could be as a new life, yeah, new professional life. So we can compare that. We can use this comparison. So if we're talking about our model, we can highlight that business analyst work vision. This was provided to you. This part was provided to you previously. Yeah, so we reviewed this part, and in that part, we're going to make some accents about teamwork main principles. Why they are important to us, critically important to us, because everything started from principle, from vision. Yeah, the next point will be about teamwork interaction approach. And the next point is about leadership activities, yeah, in general. So these three components, we plus BA role vision component, provide to us some kind of results, yeah, expected results on our projects. And in the sense of these results, what project expected from business analyst when he going to interact with other participants? First of all, flexibility. Yeah, why? Because business analyst is the main communicator, main interactor on the project. Fast interaction. Why? Because speed or pace of the project is very high. So we need to build the process, the teamwork model with possibility of fast interaction and getting the fast results. And of course, solution creation for different, not only on project level, for different kind of project tasks. Yeah. So based on that teamwork model vision, we're going to review step by step each component mentioned on this scheme. So, BA teamwork main principles. What is that? Why our principles they are so important for us? Why? We have the answer on this slide, because our principles connected with our picture of reality, yeah, and our principles yeah, personal principles, group principles, they are related in direct way. They are related with your actions, everyday actions on your projects. So that's why it is critically important from business analyst side to provide the right behavior for your team. This point about not only about value, teamwork value, about behavior. And when business analyst provides to the team the right behavior, we can say that step by step, all together, team with business analyst created teamwork value all together. This is a process. This is not one move action. Yeah. For creation of teamwork value, in reality, we spend a lot of time on our projects. In some cases, we can spend month. In other cases, we should spend maybe a year, for 1 year, or maybe for a couple of years. Yeah, but anytime we can say that principles will define our actions. Yeah, efficiency of actions. Why? Because as you can see in the left part of this slide on our screen, about what these points are. About what? I think that these points about behavior. Yeah. For example, first principle that we propose to use in your practice: team drives its activities till results are gained, and business analyst is the main stone in that wall of team members. Yeah, who motivated, who provided some vision, who provided support, etc., etc., etc. Yeah. So results are very important for us. Yeah. In general, we can have great cooperation on the project, but if we will have bad results, or not enough results, or not acceptable results for our client or for our company, I don't think so that team will be happy in general. Yeah. So and business will go on well. Yeah. Natalia?
Yeah, I would like to add here that even if you have some goal for sprint or iteration and you could not reach this goal in the sprint, some of your storage tasks are not ready, business analyst is a person who could clearly communicate this risk, yes, and that this task won't be done in this time, in this iteration, and to propose something, and to discuss why it won't be done, why it will be rolled over, what needs to be done to achieve these results. Even only with transparent communication to the client in a timely manner would really help to achieve these results in the next iteration, for example. And this point is also includes the third point. Everyone is responsible for results, not only like business analyst or product owners that committed for some goal to achieve in the sprint is only responsible person, but each team member should be involved in reaching this goal, in completing the task, also in time.
Yep. And we can say that business analyst is a very universal, yeah, specialist on the project. We can compare this role with, in our consciousness, yeah, we can compare this role with some kind of etalon, yeah, with whom other guys in team should compare their actions or efficiency of their actions. So that's why business analysts should provide the correct behavior again and again, guys. He should provide the right behavior in everyday teamwork activities. So the second point about team setup, a quick and direct internal and external communication. This is really also important principle. Why? Because our communication is our all, yeah, at our projects. So if we have a long chain of communications, we will lose everything. So that's why this should be as on level of behavior. And again, business analyst is the right example to provide this behavior in his practice through his practice to transfer this behavior at teamwork level. Yeah. So all work improvements should be fast and honest. This point about, again, the speed of reaction, yeah? So we need to understand that our business, IT business in general, this is, we can compare this situation with Formula One, yeah? When our car get into pit stop, yeah? We need to act fast, yeah? And in time. So, the same principle we have in teamwork in general. So every teamwork improvements should be fast and honest. Why honest? Because everything that we going to communicate inside our team, every team member should be aware about that, yeah, and should understand the reasons, the results, etc., etc., etc. So that's why business analyst also could be a right person who can support this behavior in general. Yeah. The next point is about teamwork efficiency analysis is a permanent. Again, we should compare ourselves with ourselves, but the day before, yeah. So that's why only in that case we can track our progress. So business analyst is the right person who can help. Yeah, again, who can help track this progress and who can help provide the right behavior, how we can, what we're going to track. First question, how we're going to track. Second question, for what we're going to track. Third question, etc. Natalia?
Yeah, I would like to add to previous items, like all teamwork improvements should be fast. It's good to have once in iteration in sprint some kind of retrospective session where we could discuss what went well and what should be improved, discuss in details what steps and actions should be taken, and try to do this action as fast as we can. So starting from next iteration. And regarding internal and external communication, it is very helpful to create some kind of communication plan and also add there all the participants with whom a team should communicate, some tech leads contacts, some architectural contacts, and also external communication like subject matter experts, clients, stakeholders, to which we could reach for some I would say requirements, requires management staff.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, teamwork flexibility to any kind of changes is our priority. Sometimes when you have your planned iteration and change request comes to the team, a part of the teams could be disappointed that we built something, now we should rebuild this. It is understandable, but for any change that come to us, it's not only the issue only for one person who will be rebuilding it. It's teamwork, and as a team, we should be flexible to all kind of changes, and we should be ready to have them in our way, I would say.
Yeah, definitely, definitely agree with you, because everything is changed, yeah, and the one permanent thing in our life is changes. So business situation, project situation changes in some cases very often, and you know, guys, you know, guys, about that. For example, you plan to do something, but for example, for a whole week or month or PI, something went in another way. Yeah. So, and you need to be adaptive. This point about adaptiveness, yeah, or you should be adaptive to any kind of changes, because only in that case you will be able to perform well and perform the right things needed from client side and from team side. So this is good point to think about as well. And we always provide in behavior to be step ahead. What about what this point is? Yeah, this point is about our proactive behavior in any project situation. We are working all together in actually big companies, or not really big companies, in IT companies, yeah, that provide some service, not only products but services. So that's why we need to hear our client in actions, in everyday actions, and to make our cooperation more comfortable for both sides. So that's why business analyst is the right person again who deliver this behavior in the team. Yeah. So this point about that, and you guys can use these teamwork main principles, some kind of structure list, and maybe if you need to, you can just update them according to your project specific or your personal or collective vision. And this is great possibility, yeah, to think all together with your teams. Okay, guys, what kind of principles do we have on our projects? Do we really act according to some general vision, yeah, etc., etc., etc. So, Natalia, you can add something?
No, I totally agree with you here.
Okay.
Really, business analyst is a person who is one step ahead of the team and preparing something for a client if some question or need arises. Yep.
So let's come to another thing. Yeah. So teamwork interaction approach, lean. Yeah. What about lean? We have this philosophy of actions and rational organization of our actions during our projects or activity in general. Yeah. These principles, this approach came from Japan. Everyone knows about that. But what lean means in practice in business analyst work? Yeah. What does it mean? Yeah. So in the left part of this slide, dear colleagues, you can see the main 4 principles of lean. And the right part, you can see some kind of explanation how with what these principles connected in everyday business analyst work. So first principle is about First principle is about define teamwork value basis. Yeah, what it means? It means that teamwork agreement and principles should be. Why? Because only in that case, on group level, you provide some kind of pattern of behavior. Yeah, step by step, and based on that pattern, everyone will act in your team. Yeah, so this is really important, critically important to us, to create such patterns. And we, on previous slide, we mentioned a lot about that. So the second principle is, create teamwork interaction flow. What about that point? On business analyst should help to project manager, to delivery manager, to program manager as well, to prepare a detailed team workflow and framework vision. So this is some kind of graphical model that can explain to our team or teams or projects or account, how we can act, yeah, or how we're going to act. If this, for example, if we have some kind of safe good, you can provide as a business analyst vision about safe, yeah, as a framework, as an organizational framework, yeah, how we can act with multiple teams, yeah, on our projects. For example, if you have some custom framework, you can explain step by step your detailed vision. What kind of role, when, where, with what inputs, with what outputs, going to act with each other. This is great possibility to provide the clarity of actions, to create the basis of daily analysis of your actions efficiency, to find out all kind of gaps and or bottlenecks in your actions on your projects, to find out the ways how you're going to form your artifacts, etc., etc., etc. So the simple way how you can organize this workflow, you can use BPMN notation. We really use this tool on our project, and you will see when you're going to use this tool to describe your workflow and to deliver this vision to your team, you will see how your people will be happy with that, because they will provide to you a lot of insights, a lot of ideas, how you can organize your work, your teamwork, yeah, in more rational way, etc., etc., etc. But this principle of lean approach you can deliver in your everyday activity with workflow and framework vision creation. Yeah, implement pull practical philosophy in the team behavior. What does it mean, pull? What does it mean? In lean practice, it means that you don't need to wait when someone provide to you some kind of scope of work. Yeah, so you need to create your scope of work by yourself, and you need to get some additional or planned scope in your work, yeah, and to be step ahead in your everyday actions. So it means that you need to provide this approach, pull approach, and not only for identification of backlog items, yeah, and provide this backlog items to your team. You need to provide this behavior step ahead in all of your actions on your projects, yeah. So it means that you pull activities on yourself, and you will make some movement in your interaction on your projects. So why this principle was included in lean concept? Because one reason: when you go into pull something, when you go into act with something proactively, yeah, so you owner of this action, yeah, you owner of this activity, you owner of this sub-process, etc. It means you control this object, yeah. So that's why when you provide your step ahead behavior in your everyday actions on different kind of levels that I mentioned before, it means that you will manage them, you will control them, so you can have influence, needed influence on some things on your project. This is a really, really interesting thing for you guys to think about. Do you really owner? Do you real owner on some things on your projects, or you is a person who was driving by someone? Yeah. So based on that philosophy, if everyone in your team will act such step ahead approach, yeah, in accordance with step ahead approach, you will see transformation of teamwork consciousness, yeah, on group level, and you're going to have a lot of insights and a lot of additional good results in your interaction inside team and outside team as well. Just try to do that. And the last point is about improved success of interaction. Yeah, what does it mean? It means, in our case, that you need to, you don't need to lose your experience, your practice. You need to grow in with, for example, as BA, you can prepare case study practices and improvements, and that can help improve your team culture, your teamwork culture. Definitely good approach, good tool in the hand of BAs. Yeah, case study, really great thing in practice. And why we need to, why lean finalize, why lean approach, finished with that principle? Because study is the source of the next progress. And we can see this is a good example in, for example, in automotive manufacturing, in pharmaceutical, in medical area, etc., etc., etc. So growing is the main source of our studying is the main source of our growing. Yeah. So that's why you need to provide on a regular basis such activities in your team. In your team or in your teams, on your project, at your projects, yeah? So, Natalia, do you want to add something?
That's only, yes, regarding this case study. Having a really nicely prepared and structured case study will help your project to onboard new teams really as soon as possible. And the new BA working on project will be like a fish in the water with this case study. Will be know what to do, where to start, whom to ask, whom to communicate some, yes, dependencies, risk, and other stuff. Yes.
Good example. Good, really good example. Onboarding, great point to touch with case study and to provide this principle in practice. Yeah. So guys, as you can see, we have the third part, of BA's project leadership activities. What about that? This is about some kind of process, how we can drive our leadership activities on project, and what kind of main actions we should mention in BA role, in that question. So, as you can see, business analyst. He is some kind of he is in some set of roles, in that process. I can say set of roles, first of all, he's an improvement driver, he need to be in that role. What it means in practice? It means that he works with issue identification. He provides some issue analysis. He provides some issue resolving, decision testing, decision results confirmation. So this is a block of activities that highlighted our business analyst as improvement or improvements driver role during leadership activities. The second step, when we identify what should be done, the main step is a controller step. So business analyst helps to form and describes new implemented work practices in our team life. So what about the set of activities here? 3 points. New practice implementation in teamwork, practice to teamwork level result discussion, and forming new teamwork practical approaches. Simple, but you need to divide these activities from the whole list of activities in leadership question, and you need to understand what is the input, what is the output here. So you have some kind of decision about issue resolving. For example, this information about your decisions, about your results of issue resolving process. This is the main question. This is the main input for the next step. on what is the main output. Yeah, the main output here is forming a new teamwork practical approach. What it means? It means that you can create some policy for some cases. It means that you can create or help to create them. It means that you can provide some kind of new analysis, new tools, new approaches in analysis of something, etc., etc., etc. So you create something new, and you can provide this new practice on teamwork level. So you can teach the people in your team or teams to do some things in a proposed way. Yeah. So this is some kind of contribution, extra contribution from business analyst side during his work on his on our projects. Yeah. And the next step is as expert role. Yeah. What about that? This is about ability to present and provide proofs for next coordination at project governance level. For example, this point is related to big projects, to big companies or medium-sized companies, IT companies, etc. So you can see the set of activities here. Share a new teamwork practice on project level, new teamwork practice implementation, results, analysis, and confirmation, and make improvements on framework level. Yeah. So business analyst is the right person who can modify project framework. Not only project manager, not only program manager, not only delivery manager. Yeah, business analyst as well can provide or could provide his valuable inputs in that question. Yeah, based on work with the leadership activities on his project. So as you can see, this is some kind of simple recommendation or simple vision that we're going to provide to you guys, and you can use this sequence of actions to describe and to understand, to divide your leadership activities step by step on your projects. So we reviewed all three components. We were reviewed, yeah, these components all together, and we can say that based on previous BA work vision, yeah, some kind of model or a conceptual vision, with understanding of these blocks, we're going to form our teamwork model, yeah, and BA role in teamwork model as well. Natalia, do you want to add something?
Only that proactive business analyst as a driver, controller, and as an expert even can establish some business analysis and other processes on the project, even joining as a vendor when client, for example, do not have established processes as well, and could even teach client teams how to proceed with all the processes properly. Great and points. Even track the progress.
Yeah, great points, great points. As you can see, guys, you see how we expand understanding of the business analyst role step by step with you all together today here. So let's move forward. Let's move to our challenges and our how to say best practices. Yeah. So as you know, we just want to provide to your attention some additional phrase to think about. This is a Roman military idea. Yeah, not the idea, principle, or something like that. So this phrase was founded in the book about Roman legionaries study, yeah, in general, and training. So moving forward, take your challenge or die. In their case, just direct meaning of this word, but in our case, seems like we need to compare with other understanding of this word. Yeah. So moving forward, take your challenge or die. It means that we need to again, we need to be core of the team, yeah? And what it means on practice. First of all, let's start from teamwork, main teamwork challenges, yeah, that we have every day, and we provide our vision, we provide our ability to resolve them, yeah, as a business analyst. First challenge, quick team onboarding due to reason of project goals decision, yeah. This is really big challenge for every IT project that started from scratch. Yeah, quick team onboarding. As usually, our clients want everything for yesterday. Yeah, we can say. Yeah, but it means for us extra work. It means for us it means for us that we need to have in that case very clear understanding what should be done from what side, how we need to interact, how we need to organize this process. Yeah. So main teamwork challenges in for business analysts is this challenge for business analysts is really big, yeah, because our teams are different. You can have, for example, on your project, for example, 6 teams, yeah, and these teams were staffed as it is, yeah. For example, you have only a restricted ability to change the people in the teams, yeah, and you need to, for just an example, yeah, you have the team of senior guys, the second team again senior guys, the third team middle guys plus juniors, and now the team are real juniors, yeah. So you can see this scared man, yeah. Seems like project manager or program manager or delivery manager as well. Yeah, could be these persons, yeah. They have some kind of vision, yeah, and you can support them. You will support them with that vision. How we can build our quick team onboarding process. And business analysts, based on client-specific business vision, yeah, after discovery phase, after pre-sale phase, after some additional investigations from his side, he can provide a lot of interesting inputs in question how to organize everything, how to orchestrate everything. Yeah. So this point about this is the biggest, one of the biggest challenges for every IT project. Yeah, because from our start point depends a lot of things. If we will have some efficient start, we can expect the good results and good pace of work. Yeah, a lot of things. Again, Natalia, maybe you want to add something?
Yes, I want to add, because really this challenge that Dima described is our favorite challenge, because we are working on the same account and already for the third project, and some of them we started from scratch, but some of them like just team was dropped and moved to another subdomain. And really, in this case, it helps a lot when the person, like business analyst, is onboarded as a first person, and then the other team members onboarded one by one, because really a proactive business analyst could already prepare like communication plan with whom to interact from business side, client side, technical side, to prepare like a project board, documentation, where to start, which accesses to gain, what tools to install. So it would be really great when we will have at least one proactive business analyst who can start the project and then to onboard other team members. And the second point, like absence of detailed business and client processes overview, it's the same. if the person is really proactive and has some experience already based on previous project, he just could propose the vision, the templates already of some artifacts to be used, some processes to be established on the on the client project from scratch, yes, or just how to improve them, at least propose ideas.
Yeah, and not only proposed ideas, he is going to describe that process.
Propose, describe, yes,
Yeah,
and approve if possible.
Yes, definitely. This is really not easy task. Sometimes. Maybe we can say very often. Yeah. The next challenge is about set up work process from scratch. Yeah. So they, but processes inside our team. Yeah. And business analyst is a person who can provide expertise in visualizing of these processes, in analysis of these processes. You can see real value of business analyst here. As you can see, we have interaction with dev team, with just internally for BA processes. If we have a couple of business analysts on the project, or team of business analysts of the project, BA and team interaction process. Yeah, we can describe that BA, PDM, PO interaction process, BA client representatives interaction process, etc. So all these sub-processes forming our workflow of interaction. Yeah, this is really, sometimes on some project, this is really huge document or scheme. Yeah, work scheme. But this scheme helps a lot for all participants of this process. The next challenge is about forming interaction, cooperation process, results, confirmation, KPI. Yeah, forming interaction process should be based on analysis of business processes. Yeah, that we are working with, and sometimes we can hear, or we heard some wrong thoughts. Yeah, wrong thoughts that business analyst, this is not his zone of responsibility to analyze and to describe internal processes inside team. This is a PM responsibility or something like that. Yes, but business analyst has a more deeper vision in that question than project manager, or can have it. So that's why business analyst is the right person who can work with the business processes in general. Yeah, so KPI, confirmation, etc. This is the next things that coming from previous point, and help with setup work needed tools. Yeah, of course. Yeah, business analyst. This is a right person again who can provide some kind of expertise how we should use some of APPs that we have in our work, what kind of changes there we have, etc., etc., etc. Natalia?
Yes, and also it is very important to mobilize all the strengths, I would say, at the beginning of the project, and try to help to each team member with each and every question that arises from your teammates. It is very important that because when team onboarded, the team is on like forming state, and then is in storming state, and it is very important from each team member to see that he or she could rely on you, and you will be helping them in each questions. At least if you won't be able to answer that question, to find the proper tool, to find the proper, I don't know, access entitlement, but you could give them the right contact.
Yeah, definitely. And as you can see, we have a different kind of accents of BA business analyst work. Again, different kind of accents. So let's move to our teamwork best practices. We prepared for you guys 5 best practices, yeah, in our opinion. Natalia, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, the first one is fast and open internal team iteration. Yeah, that's why, as I said, first the team is in forming state. You are communicating with each other, try and get to use to each other, try to understand and mobilize all the strengths to start working. At least on the first iteration, and it is very important to build like transparent relationship on this phase between team members.
Yep, and we have the second accent here, as you mentioned, guys. Open internal team interaction. Open. It means, yeah, it means for us that a business analyst shouldn't be close person and only communicate with the right project roles. For example, as I am a business analyst, I need to communicate only with senior guys and, for example, only with identified direct and such some kind of the same level of our client representatives, etc., etc., etc. It doesn't mean that. It does mean that we need, or it means that we need to build open communication with everyone on our project. And this means that only in that case you can collect step by step all needed information, all needed accents, all needed special things, yeah, estimations, opinions, etc., etc., etc. So you will create step by step the whole vision only with open internal team interaction. Just remember that, only in that case. So the next point, best practice, is about team members' expertise, yeah? So you should use your team member expertise. And don't be shy to do that, because in that case, you're going to increase your knowledge level, not only in person level, on team level as well. So team members' expertise, please share this expertise in each case that you need. Yeah, Natalia?
Yes, this team sharing like expertise could be done, for example, on some refinement session. You, as an analyst, did some kind of analysis, you present requirements to the team, what should be done, and the team propose how this should be done. And by this means, you could really increase your expertise and some technical knowledge.
And not only your expertise, a team expertise as well.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So, and for example, the next step in this chain, estimate the quality of your estimation will increase, client will be happy, team will be happy, etc.
Iteration by iteration, yes.
Iteration by iteration, yeah. So, and the next, okay, and you got the point. We hope, we know. Open knowledge sharing practice, yeah. Again, knowledge should share, yeah. So the close knowledge, or I don't know. I can say in the next, I can say the next, yeah. So in 21st century, knowledge is a blood, yeah, of our expertise sharing, yeah. So that's why this is a great opportunity to involve your team, to involve yourself in open knowledge sharing practice. For example, studying, external study, programs, trainings, courses, etc. Understand, just collect some knowledge from your colleagues on your work, maybe from other related projects, etc., etc., etc. And open knowledge sharing process. So please provide access about all knowledges or all knowledge on your project for everyone who participated in that project. And you will see how your guys, and please create conditions to use this knowledge in a proper way, or in just acceptable way, in comfortable way, yeah, not acceptable, in comfortable way, because knowledge should be organized and orchestrated well. well structured, well represented, well described, etc., etc., etc. So this is really important to you guys.
Yeah, and really important to update this knowledge as well in timely manner. And also, it's good practice, for example, to create some Confluence page with calendar and propose a knowledge transfer session and put the date in the calendar, not only to your team to join this knowledge transfer session, because your team will be responsible for implementing some component or improving some service, but for other team as well, because other teams could also be involved in the same work, but 2 iterations later. And it will be good to them to also hear something about services.
Yeah.
And don't forget to put this knowledge transfer session, record them in one common storage, for each availability.
Yeah, autonomy in actions. What about that point? This point about providing possibility to your team members to investigate something, to do something, to, for example, to just provide ability to understand from concrete team member side that he is free in his practice and actions, on low level, of course, because he needs to understand, he needs to provide some kind of creativity, from his side, to realize some ideas, to realize some, to validate or clarify some hypotheses, etc., etc., etc. So autonomy in actions is always good on some level, but on low level of teamwork is the main condition of creation of good results creation. Agree, Natalia?
Yes, agree.
Next point.
And the responsibility for results, as we discussed previously, that each team member should understand that he is responsible for his work, each developer, each quality assurance engineer, but not like business analyst, because he or she agreed on something, planned the sprint and all the issues. If somebody will not done some action in time, will be on business analyst. No, each team member should understand and remember that he is responsible for the common team goal achievements.
Yeah, definitely. And we have a right example when we have done some kind of retro meeting, and we review some situation and team with not precise implementation or not good implementation of business requirements, and guys just try to in some cases, I saw the situations on projects previously when some of guys just try to not blame but refer to business analyst and try to highlight that this is not in the zone of my responsibility. I got the requirement, I did what was described, but you guys, you can interact. You didn't do that. You have the doubts. You didn't ask that. You participated in a planning session and refinement session with business analyst, and you can provide your opinion. You didn't do that. So, for example, this is a collective responsibility. This is a teamwork responsibility. So, responsibility for the results is on the whole team. Not only on concrete person, just on a whole team. And our clients on our projects pay not only for concrete person. First of all, they pay some money for us to resolve their problems or to cover their needs, or wishes. They pay for the team, for the teamwork. They pay for result, and team is a one whole, how to say, body, that's going to act to achieve this result. So a responsibility for results. This is for example, realizing of this responsibility on consciousness level and in behavior of everyday activities, practices from business analyst side, from team member side, this is good thing. So guys, as you can see, we provide to you some kind of simple things. Yeah, you can wonder, you can be wonder about that. Everyone knows about that, but be honest. Let's ask yourself, are you doing these practices every day on your projects? Seems like not really all of us doing this, but that's why simple things is very valuable and very deep in level of their understanding. Agree with that? I hope. Yeah, so we provided to you some kind of additional information as usually. You can have some kind of homework after our webinar, because we need to be in time frames, yes, or we need to provide our webinar in time frames. So optimal way of project activities and process setup. Just see and think about this sequence of actions, yeah? And you can provide this sequence in your project as a business analyst. Simple steps, common sense logic, but the main value of this scheme is in sequence of actions. Right sequence of actions provides you ability to build processes or set up your processes well on your projects. Again, the next scheme is optimal rate of project activities and processes setup, main advantages, restrictions, and optimal things that you're going faced with. So you can investigate this slide by yourselves after our webinar, and we slightly move to final step of our meeting. So, Natalia, please.
I really forgot who is the author for this phrase, but this phrase really my favorite one. To become like business analyst, and actually not only the business analyst, should become a human lighthouse that emits light and leads people to the right direction. Both from client interaction side, interaction with delivery manager, project manager, and development team.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And guys, be this light, yeah, in your projects.
Spread this light, at least.
Yeah. So proposed, as you can see, guys, we also prepare on final step of our discussion, frame discussion. Yeah, we prepared for you some kind of, again, concept vision of future BA role in team development process. Of course, we have in our practice, in our companies, we have some kind of positions, roles as a business analyst, yeah? And these business analysts roles can be very different. It depends on a lot of things, but in general, we saw, when we spoke with Natalie, when we prepared these materials, we saw some kind of tendency, yeah? And I think that you saw this tendency, you saw this tendency, or you see this tendency as well. What is the tendency? Yeah, so we have a business analyst as a universal key behavior provider, yeah, on our project, key skills provider, etc., etc., etc. Universal specialist, but in some cases, based on project needs or company needs or roles vision, on general level, business analyst can migrate or could migrate to technical path of his growing or managerial path of his growing, yeah? So in the future, we think that in the future, this difference will be deeper, yeah, or will be clear for us, more clear than we have now. And in technical paths, we have some kind of combining a couple of roles based on business analyst roles, yeah? So business analyst roles is a growing point, yeah, but business analyst can grow to system analyst, to big data analyst, technical researcher, etc., etc., etc. So concrete things, very special, very narrow direction of moving, yeah? And in that case, he can provide very good support in tech area for teamwork on our projects. On the other hand, we have a managerial path, yeah? So business area. And we can see that based on universal role of business analyst on our projects, he could migrate to product manager, evolution way, product owner, evolution way, project manager, just change his direction, delivery manager in perspective, program manager, etc., etc., etc. Yeah.
I would add here like business consultant, but business for this role, you should have really a strong expertise. Yeah.
Definitely, yes. So that's why you have some kind of growing balance, yeah. We have in our practice. So growing balance means that from time to time, business analyst can try something, yeah. He should balance between his skill set, professional skill set. For example, if he is good in managerial path, maybe this is the correct time to add some skills in technical path, yeah, and vice versa. But every time when we go into on next project, every time when we go into our next promotion in our companies, or we are going to think about our future, we need to be aware that in close future, maybe, or not very close future, every business analyst should decide for himself in which way he will continue his career path, but not in the role of business analyst. Yeah. So this is the main point of this slide. Please think about. I know that we know that you are thinking about, or you did it before, but this is the right time, I hope, during our webinar, to think about this point and to identify for yourself some kind of plans for future. Natalia?
Yeah, I agree with you, really, because if you have, for example, product vision, or you are working on the same project for many years, and you already done some market research, and you could build not only like the vision but roadmap for your project, for your product, for your company, go to the product management. If you are a business analyst, but you are always responsible for some decisions, for tracking progress, for doing solution validation, feature development, and some improvement, enhancement, be a product owner, for example. If you are good with managing and planning release activities and some, I don't know, reporting activities, go into the delivery manager direction. If you're good in resource management and project coordination, go into project manager direction. Yeah, if you develop a lot of technical skills, you should have your technical path selected.
But in any case, you definitely need to like, what you are doing. Mm-hmm. In any case, only in that case you will be happy in your future. So guys, let's finalize our thoughts with one interesting phrase from very famous philosopher Confucius. Confucius. 3 paths lead to knowledge. The path of thinking is the noblest path. The path of imitation is the easiest path. And the path of experience is the most bitter path. So in our case, in our business analyst life, I think we can combine 3 paths, in our practice. And it means that business analysts as a separate role, as a core role on our projects, has always ability to grow wider and faster than maybe in compare with another or some of another project roles. So guys, if you choose the way of business analyst, please don't regret about, because this is the right way. So just taking your account, this phrase, or remember this phrase. And when you have not very, for example, easy time with your workload on your projects, just remember this phrase, and it will help you. Yeah, I guess. I hope. We hope.
We hope.
Yeah, definitely. We hope. So, guys, this is the right time for Q&A. Please, you're welcome to do that, and we really pleased. We're really happy, to provide you our answers or have discussion. Please, you're welcome.
I think we already have one question.
Okay, let's see. What is the question in chat?
Yes.
From your point of view, what are key tech skills for business analysts who choose technical paths? Oh, great question! Really great question, without any kind of doubts. So we have a lot of abilities, to write, to move through this path, If we talk about system analyst work, you definitely should be able to read the code, to understand the code, to understand some kind of, you need to have some good understanding of databases work, query something, investigate something, analyze something, so on with math models, involvement, etc. It depends on project, it depends on technologies, on current
depends
project.
on domain as well.
Yeah, definitely, but you need to be able to do that. If we talk about big data analyst, you need first of all to have ability to provide deep researches. It means in practice that you need to study in some courses, but you should study what? What you should study? You should study the modern tools for big data, for data analysis. You should study how you can provide, how you can actually not only the working of these tools, how you can interpret these results correctly, etc. So you need to train yourself, your vision of tendencies, so you need to catch these points on fly. You need to understand a lot of things deeply and see in the whole picture with math of details some kind of tendency, etc. Technical researcher, again, it means that you need to know the concrete technology, very specific technology. For example, in automotive area, you can, for example, if you have some popular in now time, where a lot of companies, automotive companies, provides their or provided their software for navigation, or software for example, for parking your car, or software for autopilot in your car, etc., etc., etc. So cruise control, a lot of things, but these things depends on concrete technology. For example, you need to understand how you can connect your software with your hardware in that case. For example, how some of microservices works, how microchips works, what you're going to do with them, etc., etc. So This is the general picture of direction, what you should know when you want to choose the technical path of in your business analyst professional life. Natalia, maybe you want?
I would add here, because we are living now like in the century of digital transformation, it would be good to be familiar with different cloud technologies.
Yeah, definitely.
It's really popular projects right now.
Yeah.
Right.
So we hope we answer the question. Okay, and what if we talk about product owner role? Oh, great. Another great question. Oh, this role is really close to both of us. Yeah, Natalia, maybe you want to start.
Actually, you as a business analyst already have this hard and soft skills that will suit for product owner role. But you should not be afraid to take any kind of responsibility on different questions that are going from development team, for example, and also propose some solution implementation, sometimes some UX design, or sometimes some solution to your stakeholders as well, especially if you have some contradictory requirements coming from different stakeholders, for example, this case with 3 buttons of different color. Yes, you don't need to gather them together to identify who is the key stakeholders that should take responsibility and give you the right requirement. You should propose something instead. Maybe they don't need this button at all. Maybe you could optimize some process. For example, they have contradictory requirements for some reports. You could optimize them and just these reports to be sent to their mailbox on daily, weekly, or monthly basis. You shouldn't be afraid to propose and to take responsibility each time that question or issues occurs.
Yeah,
and also should be experienced in Agile, Scrum, and sometimes in SAFe framework, because it's really popular nowadays.
Yeah, not only in SAFe, in LESS, in Lean.
Yeah,
and you need to know how to customize your frameworks based on product work tasks, on your projects, etc. But I want to just highlight one more point about product owner, that you need to train ability to switch from service function as a business analyst to owner function. In case of product owner, it means that you need to train the product vision. In practice, Natalia just mentioned the list of things that you need to be aware how to use them correctly. But in general, you need to understand what is the product value, how you're going to grow this value, what is the meaning of this value for concrete business needs on client side, how these business needs cover the client business goals, on strategic level, why this client initiated this project and product on his site, what for, what is the market, etc. A lot of things that connected with general understanding of product, general understanding of client business, etc., etc., etc. And these things will help you to understand, to form the correct vision of product owner role in process of cooperation with a team. So product owner is really critical role for on our projects, because if we have combination of three main roles, for example, business analyst, product owner, and product manager, we in that trio, or in that triangle. So product owner will be the main communication block or person, yeah, in that sequence of in that chain, yeah. And product owner will should provide to business analyst very well described and analyzed actually product functionality, yeah, information about product functionality. Only in that case, business analyst is able to decompose this information into user stories, use cases, etc., tasks, etc. And our teams understand very well what are they going to do, yeah, because the product owner is the main visionary for business analyst who provide to business analyst the vision of the product. Seems like
in ideal world.
in ideal world, in ideal world, yeah. And we hope that we answer on your question, guys. So from your experience, one more question, yeah. From your experience, what is the best approach to tell the customer at him planning deadlines? He's planning deadlines without team. Okay. Difficult situation which will confront dev team with accomplished fact later. Okay, great. It is not the best and definitely not a correct approach. I don't know how to make this request. Do not sound aggressive and more client-oriented. Okay, great. Really very concrete question. Very good question. Yes, in general. So, how you should do that? First of all, from my side, yeah, you should highlight that of course client can plan and should plan his activities on the project, his project vision. He can prepare a project plan, product plan, etc., 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 and own them, maybe separately, maybe with you, but indefinitely in communication with you. Yeah, why? Because project team is not I don't know, some kind of tail things, yeah, or thing, yeah. Project team is real people who has ability to work with some kind of restrictions and limitations in timelines, with some kind of limitations and restrictions in their professional, according to their professional level, etc., etc., etc. So, and they are the real persons who will do this work, who will do this job, or who will perform these tasks. Yeah. So the main responsibility to perform these tasks in time and efficiently is on team side, always. The biggest part of this responsibility is on team side. Client should provide his vision, client could provide his vision, client could provide his additional information, etc., etc., etc. Client could do a lot for better interaction, but the main responsibility is on team side. That's why you should be on planning. You should interact with client in time, and you need to explain the client the next thing, that he bought some kind of service, yeah. But when he came, for example, to dentist, he didn't. I think that he won't be able to provide some advices to dentist, how dentist should work with his teeth, yeah. Or when your client going to a service station, car service station, he won't provide to mechanics some kind of advices, deep advices, how they should organize their work, how they, why they should do this work at that time frame, etc. he could do that, but he won't be able to perform with them, yeah, because he is a client. He pays some money for this service. So that's why the best way for you, in my opinion, is to explain that responsibility on team side, yeah, of these tasks execution. So that's why estimation should be provided from team side and should be aligned, should be agreed with client. Definitely, this is not without any kind of doubt. This is not the object of this discussion. It will be, but if team just won't be able to understand the scope of work, if team won't be able to be involved in this process of clarification, requirement creation, etc., 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 how they can take their responsibility? Explain me. How? If client pay the money, it does not mean it doesn't mean for us that he is a god and we need to pray on this god. Yeah, so we need to interact with the client as with a partner, of course, with some with providing of defined value. Yeah, because client want to pay for value. Yeah, for results. So that's why you need to, in my opinion, again, you need to communicate directly, honestly, with some kind of level, with some level of politeness in that case, but directly, honestly, and definitely with your management involved. Natalia?
Yeah, I would like to hear that to add here that the best way will be really to participate in the planning session together with client. He will provide you the vision what should be done for a quarter, for example. You will take this vision and take a couple of days to discuss and break down these features into, I don't know, high-level stories and estimated also doing like a high-level estimation. And you could return him to him back with your plan estimation for a quarter, and you could give him a clue what should be, what will be done and what will be a stretch goal for you. Also, it is very important to consult with your project manager or delivery manager who is available on your project, what was agreed on the contract and which type of contract you have for this client. Yes, so if all of the scope that was proposed by client for this quarter is must have, then you need to agree with your delivery project managers that you will need more resources.
And again, one more point, yeah. If we talk about this request, do not sound aggressive and more client-oriented. Never. You with such kind of request, you will show to your client that you are interested in and best
you're real professional.
Yes, you're a real professional, and you are interested in to provide to him the best quality of work. So don't be afraid. Just do that. Maybe you can use our advices as well. Yeah. Thank you for these questions, guys. Do we have colleagues? Do we have some questions on YouTube channel?
I think Anastasia raised a hand.
Oh, okay, great. Please, you go ahead. You're welcome. If you want to ask something.
Hello, colleagues. Do you hear me well?
Yes. Hi, Anastasia.
First of all, I would like to thank you for this great presentation. It's I'm delightful to be here today. So I totally agree that BA's activity depends on the project and company he's currently working at. And my question here, could you please share some tips and tricks how to still be this link as you described, I guess, on slide number 4, and but avoid this trap and become an overloaded person, exhausted BA.
This is a separate theme. Thank you, Anastasia. For example, first of all, thank you very much for such good estimation of our work today. And at the second point, I want to highlight that this is really, I don't know, life importance questions. Yeah, question for us. Overload on BAs. This is a fact, real fact, and we have, of course, we can speak a lot of some kind of beautiful pictures, snapshots from BA's lives, but at the same time, this is a hard work. This work is not for all people. Yeah, why? In a couple of reasons. First of all, not everyone can adopt to this pace of work. Yeah, not everyone can get this pace, can keep this pace of work on stable high level. Yeah, not everyone likes to communicate with a huge amount of people every day or periodically. Not everyone is ready to highest level of stress, and this level of stress doesn't depend only on level of proficiency of concrete business analyst. This stress is changing every time. Type of stress are different. Yeah, for example, because you faced with a lot of different questions in different projects, in different kind of project situation, and this is normally to don't be ready for all kind of situations. Yeah, we are not robots, we are humans. This is a fact. So in that case, that's why this work is some kind of legionnaires' work. I can compare personally. I always compare business analysts with the legionnaires. This is a warriors that with increasing of their experience and skills. Yeah, they train some super ability to do everything that with what they can face on their projects, but with actually with stream of time and efforts, yeah, from their side. So that's why this is a really important question, extremely important question for us. This is a separate theme, honestly. And by the way, we plan to have this webinar at 18th of November, how to manage the stress of business analyst, product owner, product manager on our projects. But little spoiler, we provide to you guys, or we're trying to provide to you not only the vision on that webinar. We're going to provide to you concrete tools, concrete steps, concrete things. So, and I want to highlight that you need to have some, in my opinion, you need to have some other life, not only business life. Yeah, and because work is interest, work is insightful, work is great, work help us to build our surrounding. Yeah, but work is not all in our life. Please don't forget about. So the first advice from my side, don't forget about. Personally, I like some hobbies. Yeah, I have a couple of them. So my first hobby is sport. I like to train in sports zone, 2 weeks trainings. Yeah, because they keep me informed. Yeah, I like to have some bushcraft activities. I like to be in mountains. I like to be in forest. Natalia like to be in mountains as well. So you need to find some kind of sources to reload yourself, first of all. Natalia, maybe you want to add something?
I would like to add that if you can, try to delegate tasks and delegate them positively.
Yep.
Yeah. If you see that some of your team members could close some tasks instead of you, delegate them. If your quality engineers could perform not only testing activities, but some kind of product owner review, delegate them this. They also could be a presenters on some sprint review as well. Yeah, and also if you have some urgent stuff, do it. If you have some important but not urgent stuff, just plan it and schedule it.
Yep.
I think you know these principles, really.
Yeah, and yeah, this is concrete things. So you can see, yeah, you can see approaches in the work. You can see approaches outside the work. So you can combine them. But guys, if you want, just please come to our webinars on 18th of November. Okay. We think that we hope. Anastasia?
I don't think there is anything else from Anastasia's side.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, guys. Maybe anyone else want to ask something, because we just we just run out from our time, 2 minutes, but you have a chance.
We want to thank you also from our side for a great audience and great questions.
Really great audience, great mood. I think that we hope, yes, that you will use these intentions, these messages from our side in your work to reorganize yourself, to think about your role deeply, yeah, and etc. So today with you, working Dmitro Vozovitsky and
Natalie
Koval. Yeah. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much, guys. And see you on other meetings, other webinars. Have a great weekend and great start of the next week.
Yeah.